Here's the problem though. It's not here in Tennessee. It's in northwest Arkansas. Welcome back to the Homestead, yo folks. My name is Sean, the Modern Yeoman, and I'm happy to report that we have some pretty fortuitous news about a potential addition to the Homestead. However, that news is accompanied by a little bit of a complication. We'll get into that soon, but first, let's show you some other things. So a lot of viewers have asked for an update on our little bird's nest here in the garden shed, and I'm happy to say that I believe Mama Bird is doing just fine. In fact, she's in here right now. Let's go see. So I've had several commenters inform me that they believe that this nest, that this mama bird is a Carolina wren. Let's see if we can see her in here. There she is. Don't be surprised if she jumps out here on camera. Might be able to see her. Anyways, you get the idea. It's a mama. Oh, there she goes. Let's see if we can take a peek inside. Don't worry, mama. Not gonna hurt your eggs, just making sure they're okay. Let's go take a look. Kind of hard to focus in on them, but as you can see, there's 5 or 6 little eggs in there. I think I mentioned before they're each about the size of a grape, and they look to be doing well. Should start cracking here any day now. We'll see, and I'll keep you guys updated. Now, some of you might well be wondering why we have so many ice cream buckets here in the garden. And as fun as it would be to grow our own Rocky Road and Tutti Frutti, I'm afraid to say that we're not actually cultivating ice cream here. A couple of months ago, we found about 24 of these old ice cream jugs here in the barn. And at first I was going to throw them away. It's kind of old, nasty ice cream jugs, but ultimately I'm glad that I didn't, because we've used them for multiple purposes here around the homestead. Everything from carrying water to holding old golf balls to, in my latest application, serving as mini greenhouses. In the last episode, we discussed how an unexpectedly cold night came perilously close to getting frosty and thus destroying our entire brand new garden. Thankfully, it seems like we dodged a bullet. The temperature that night probably only got down to 36 or 35. Cold, but not enough to destroy these plants. They held on. Now, the whole situation taught me 2 lessons. Number 1, I probably shouldn't have planted all of these plants so early. Number 2, I already did, and so I need to save them while I still can. Now, if last week we got down to 36 or 35 degrees overnight, the next few nights they're predicting actual frost, with temperatures expected to get down as low as 30 degrees. So in order to try and salvage our plants and save them, we're going to use a combination of these buckets serving as mini greenhouses over the plants and actual blankets that we lay out over the beds. Hopefully, between the 2 methods that we use, we'll be able to save most, if not all, of our plants over this frosty spell that we've got coming up. before I get into the big complicated news item that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I did want to take a moment to give this GrubTerra chicken treat a spin. Now, a disclaimer here is necessary. I'm not affiliated with or sponsored by the good folks at GrubTerra, but they did send along this free sample bag of black soldier fly larvae for me to try. Well, not me, of course, but the chickens. Now, I did do some research on these guys, and they've got a pretty interesting value proposition. Apparently, they take compost or food waste from places like restaurants, grocery stores, farmers markets, that kind of thing, and they use that to raise these little fly larvae for chicken consumption. It's supposed to be a healthy chicken snack. It looks like it contains a good amount of calcium, but I wanted to see if my chickens actually like the stuff. Now, to make this impartial, I'm going to be giving the chickens the option, in addition to the GrubTerra, to have one of their favorite treats of all. That's sharp cheddar cheese that I'll also be sprinkling on the ground next to the GrubTerra at the same time. And I'll see which one they prefer and seem to like more. So what's the final verdict here? Well, the chickens still ate their cheese, but they loved eating this stuff too. So I guess there is no real winner between GrubTerra and cheese. Chickens love both of them, but they did love this stuff. So I'm pretty interested in checking these guys out for more stuff. Thank you, GrubTerra, for sending this along. And like I said, I'm gonna check your stuff out a bit more now. Thank you. So you might be wondering about the fortuitous news item that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And long story short, without getting into all the family details, we now have a tractor, a legit farm tractor. It's a New Holland TC40, I believe is what it's called. And it's a big tractor. It's got a front loader. It has a bush hog implement with it. And we can get a lot done with it. This is a powerful tractor that we now have. Here's the problem though. It's not here in Tennessee. It's in Northwest Arkansas. And the trailer that it comes with, or that's supposed to come with, is in Oklahoma. So we're faced with a bit of a dilemma. How do we get that tractor here? Well, I looked up freight services and it is not cheap. So do we buy a trailer? I don't know if my dad's Dodge Ram could handle carrying this type of thing. So we need to figure out what we're going to do. Now, here's the thing. We're not spending money for a brand new tractor. This tractor is ours now, and we're not spending anything for it. So if we have to shell out a few $1,000s to get it here, then I guess that's what we do. But I'll tell you what, guys, I don't know the first thing about hauling tractors cross country. Well, not cross country, but across 2 states. And Tennessee's a long state. So if you guys know anything about getting tractors from one place to another, especially long distances, I'd love to hear your knowledge about this because we don't know anything about it. And we would like to have the tractor here on the farm. Like I said, we could get a lot done with it. So anyways, that's the news item. Keep your fingers crossed because it would be great to have that thing here. That's the latest from the Homestead, guys. Until next time, remember, keep moving forward. Even if it's slowly, slowly.